You could also ask yourself, where are some of the Jamaicans that are not in the labor force? Some of them are in gangs. Some of them are in criminal activities. And so the strategy of the government is to make crime an unprofitable endeavor.
I understand how many of you who have been forgotten feel. After demitting this office of Prime Minister in 2015, for the last 10 years, I was a woman scorned, a pariah to many, because on their eyes, I had nothing material to give. For 10 years, my companionship was a photo of my mother and father hanging on my wall in my office, and my husband and children, and indeed the many loyal, dedicated, rank-and-file UNC members. Because they loved me for me, and not just for what I could give. And then I had friends who came and have never left over all these years. I want you to know then and understand, I know how it feels to be forgotten. I know how it feels to be humiliated and written off. I know how it feels to be kicked and stomped on when you're down. And that is how I know that it was the poorest and humblest people who came to my aid in those 10 hard years, while others had their foot on my neck.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
It's Countryman again. Just I lick you with some wisdom, and I lick you with some knowledge. You gotta take inside your brain. It says, son, I've learned a lot out of reading people's faces. No matter how them are going, like them original, them fake. You gotta know when to walk and know when to run and know when to fall and know when to stand.
Viewers' discretion is advised. One more time. Viewers' discretion is advised. Good day, my wonderful friend. It's me again. Great. One more great countryman. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Now, we do a video before I get into this. I did a video on the Bullaman them, the young youth them in St. Lucia who turned to Bmanism. Now, one of the reasons why I did that, because you have a lot of comments, and I noticed two things. One of the reasons I did that video falls into what I have been preaching all these years, where you have predators and you have predator behavior. So you have the richer guys or the more guys who have the more resource. They go down into the ghetto and recruit these young boys, them younger than them, and these ghetto youth, and next thing you know, bring them in a Batmanism, and enough of them end up like it. So, like I said, I am against that, and I would like to see more prosecution along this line, because the Caribbean and those places, they're not ready for these kind of behavior. Now, people might say that's a hard line, but that's just how I feel. You understand? When you have these kind of behavior and these kind of people doing these kind of things in these countries where laws are neglected, it's a serious problem. With that said, I have more videos coming out on that, but let's move on into this. Listen, Miss Kamala Prasad has become the Prime Minister of Trinidad, and I love this lady. Jamaica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and all of the Caribbean should take a lesson from this lady. All the government leaders. The only other leader that I see that could match Miss Camilla would be Barbados Prime Minister. So look at it. The two best Prime Minister in the Caribbean is two women. You understand? And this lady, Miss Pesar, she had the right idea. Listen, you heard her speech. And that's just a part of her speech. I have the full speech. And if people want to hear the full speech, you can link me in the WhatsApp group. But I am going to be giving my opinion on some of her speech. I'm pretty much a comparison to places like Jamaica and places like that.
Because she was killed cold-bloodedly by the hands of a man, a person to serve and protect. Wickedness, and we need justice.
According to reports, Jamoy, a bartender from Westmoreland, traveled to Clarendon to visit her cop boyfriend at the Versailles Hotel, where it is alleged his gun went off, which caused her injury and subsequent death.
Now, y'all hear what's going on right there in Jamaica. And the reason why I include this piece with the Trinidad Prime Minister is to compare and show that Jamaica is a big pussy-hole place. You understand? Where they don't care about the citizen. You understand? The government has turned the police into a killing squad. The citizens of the country, most of them is pussy-hole. Them bad mind, them grudgeful, them kill off each other. And it's just a hot mess. Now, I think the citizens of Jamaica and the fucking government should take a book out of Trinidad. You understand? Because for the longest time, you know, Jamaican government as well as the people, they think killing off the citizens and killing off themselves will solve the problem in Jamaica. No, it's not gonna work. I'm telling you, this case right here with this young lady, this is what Jamaica is. It is not a democracy. They can fucking act like it's the best tourism place. They can pretend the Prime Minister can go get him doctorate and say, oh, Jamaica moving forward. Them can have Chinese build the road. Listen, that place right there is not democracy. What it is a country where people come there and milk the fucking country to death. And then the fucking citizens them a big pussy hole where them can't even understand. Now, at least Trinidad Prime Minister get it right. Thank you, Kamala. Show them how to do it.
Therefore, if you, as government reps, treat the citizens with love, I will reflect that love onto you. However, when I say this to my incoming government members, however, if you treat citizens with callousness, contempt, and corrupt ways, I guarantee you, your retribution will be swift and brutal. Never, ever mistake my physical appearance or my kindness for weakness. I think you all know there is nothing more dangerous than a mother who believes her children are in danger. Everyone would be wise to remember that for the next 5 years. To some fake elites and eater food financiers who have looted this country for the last 10 years, democracy may be imperfect, or once every 5 years, no matter your wealth or status, everyone is equal on election day.
I never hear a politician in Jamaica, none of the prime minister them, none of them talk this way. This lady, let me tell you something. She has nothing to lose. She's 73. She could have been living out the rest of her life with her grandkids them. But what she decided to do is to step back in, you understand, and you hear she lay it out to the politician them, to the police them. She lay it out to everybody what she expects. And you see, what she said, she called Trinidadians, her fucking kids. And she said, ain't nothing more vicious than a mother when you fuck with them kids. Or when you mess with a mother kid. You know the outcome. So, this lady right here, this is how Jamaica, St. Lucia, Prime Minister then, should be or should take a page from her book. But instead, this is what you see coming out of Jamaica.
Jamaica has, without question, some of the most hard-working people you can find. Some of the most creative and innovative, loyal and committed people you can find. But you know what the problem is? As the economy is expanding, we can't find enough of them. You could also ask yourself, where are some of the Jamaicans that are not in the labor force? Some of them are in gangs. Some of them are in criminal activities. And so the strategy of the government is to make crime an unprofitable endeavor.
Now, when you hear what Andrew Holiness just said about the Jamaican population, and there was no uprising, nobody said nothing about it. But I am going to tell the Jamaican people this. You see, Andrew Holiness, him not like, You see, most of the Jamaicans, them, cause most of Jamaica is poor. You understand? You only have like 5% ultra rich. And then you have middle class. But I am telling you all, and this is a comparison, between the way how Andrew do business and the way how Kamala, the Prime Minister of Trinidad, do business. When you hear her speech, when you hear how she talk, she says she love the Trinidadian people, them. They're her kids. And when a mother, somebody mess with a mother child, she flip out. That's what she said. But when you listen to what Andrew Holiness said and what he did, he's talking about as Jamaica change and grow in terms of, infrastructure and certain things. He's saying the people is not there to fill the gap, but there is nothing in place. Like Andrew, you and your ministers them, and even the PMP and all of them, didn't do anything from day one to make Jamaica be like America, to make Jamaica be like England, to make Jamaica be like Canada and those places, Finland and all those places. No. So what you do, Andrew, is pretty much you take the money, you are the richest prime minister, and then now what you did that really diss the Jamaican people them, you hire a hit squad police commissioner, and what the police commissioner and the police them is doing and his crew, because them have a hit squad. Jamaica have a hit squad. The police commissioner is executing Jamaicans and say this and say that. The problem with what the police commissioner is saying, he doesn't have any facts to back anything up. Listen, I'm gonna play a clip of that police commissioner, Andrew Friend, the hit squad man when he put in. Because the reason why I may have to talk about this, I am a Jamaican. And when I see Trinidad can make such a change, where you see unity, and this lady speak for the people, none of Jamaica's prime minister speak like this, at least none of the new ones them. Maybe back in the days when you have Manley and Seattle. But these guys right here, they do not like the Jamaican. When Andrew come out of office, him gone. You hear what him say? Instead of him should say, well, these people missing in the workforce, we're going to try and bring them into the workforce by training them, not just hard and this and that, but implementing billions of dollars throughout the whole of Jamaica underprivileged communities. But he's not doing that. But I tell you what, if you check his bank account, I bet you it's fat. With that said, I want to play the Killer Cop clip here, and then come back and talk about him, and then I'm going to run it up. Let's go.
To suggest that fatal shooting numbers can be reduced by anything other than the unwillingness of persons being apprehended to engage in deadly confrontation with members of the security forces is irresponsible, or at best, advocating for us to relent in our pursuit.
No, executioner, it's not what the people them are saying. Executioner, let me tell you what the people them is saying. They're saying you guys killed so many guys this year alone, and there is no evidence of anything. You do not wear a body camera. Nobody is telling you to relent in taking down criminals. If you know me, I am Countryman.
The JFJ stopped short of labeling the incidents as extrajudicial killings, pointing to the absence of body-worn camera footage in many of the fatal encounters.
This constant call for there to be more accountability over the JCF is in itself a slap in the face of Indicom. Be reminded that that is their single most important mandate. And let me be absolutely clear, lest I am misunderstood or misquoted. I am a full supporter of what Indicom stands for. An effective Indicom assures me that those among us who believe that they are free to break the law will be held to account and be removed from within our ranks.
Now, Dr. Bloodthirsty, the man have a doctorate in a computer science or whatever, technology, and you come out and give a statement like that, you really think Jamaicans are dumb. And you is a part of the not like Jamaican's crew. So I am letting Jamaicans and people all over the world know that the police commissioner not like Jamaicans and the prime minister not like Jamaicans. And how we know that? We know that from the stuff that they say. You understand? And I'm here breaking it down.
When the police come for you, do not raise your weapons against us. Lay down your weapons and have your day in court. But should you choose the foolish option of challenging us with lethal force, know this: I do not train my police to lose. We have the superior training and firepower to ensure that we win every time. We agree. We need to have less fatal shootings. And so I call upon JFJ to demonstrate to the public that your care is more for the well-being of our citizens and less for the relevance of your organization. And it is hard for me to think otherwise when I know JFJ is fully abreast of the facts.
No, Dr. Bloodthirsty, you think you're smarter than everybody, but you agree with the JSTF and this and that, and them must prove themselves. No, you must prove yourself. You understand? Because when you go into the community and you are killing Jamaicans at a rate where it's like a war, you understand? And you do not have no body-worn cameras, and that's what the people them is talking about. That's what all these organizations. Now, as for Indicom, you guys took the teeth away from Indicom, meaning the JLP government, what they did, they watered down Indicom into a paper tiger. If you guys want Indicom to really be effective, Indicom needs to have the power to arrest and prosecute. And as it stands right now, all Indicom do now, they're like a research hub where they collect data and they put it out there. But you understand, in terms of the effectiveness, there is no effectiveness. Maybe 1 or 2 police goes to jail, you know, but it's really not, because Indicom is not doing their job. Indicom is really doing a good job, but you guys, remember when Indicom had the power to arrest, you guys took that away from Indicom. And now you're talking about JST and Indicom when there's a simple solution to the problem. Get your officers them to wear some body-worn cameras. Purge your police force. You need to purge your police force, because everybody in Jamaica and all over the world knows that Jamaican police are some of the most dangerous, wicked police. They're out there in gangs. They're buying guns, they're selling guns. You just arrest a policeman with gun. You understand? Now, I know you is a doctor and you're supposed to be brilliant, but I am gonna tell you what you're doing and what you and the government have been doing for years and years and years. When you go into a community and kill these gangsters like that, they turn martyr. And what you do, you make other kids, other young men wants to grow up to be a martyr just like those guys. Now, before I go, since you're for justice and everything, why don't you help this young lady, solve her daughter's murder by one of your policemen? Since you are doing what you're doing and you're the best police commissioner, you're looking out for the people, you're protecting the community, why don't you solve this murder? Listen, may I play the clip, and then after that, I'm out. So hear what? My name is Countryman.
Because she was killed cold-bloodedly by the hands of a man, a person who to serve and protect. Wickedness, and we need justice.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.